You're not just crossing her mind during the day. You're showing up when the lights go off. She won't tell you this. She might not even admit it to herself. But there are signs, things she says, ways she acts around you, that reveal you've been on her mind in her private moments. Here's how you know. Pay attention to number 4 and number 9. Let's get into it. 1. She knows details about you that you never told her directly. You're chatting with her at a neighborhood gathering, and she mentions something: your weekend hiking trip, the project you've been working on, the car trouble you had last month. Things you didn't tell her, things she shouldn't know. This is information gathering, and it reveals preoccupation. When a woman thinks about you late at night, she thinks about you during the day too. She pays attention. She listens when others mention you. She notices your social media. She collects information because you've become someone she wants to know more about, even when you're not around. Here's what to watch for. Knowledge that surprises you. If she knows things you never told her directly, if she's clearly been paying attention to your life through other channels, you've taken up residence in her mind, and not just casually. And if she knows details she shouldn't, notice how she looks at you when you first arrive. 2. Her face changes when she first sees you. You walk into a work function or a friend's get-together, and you catch her reaction. Her eyes widen slightly. Her posture shifts. There's a flash of something: excitement, nervousness, anticipation, before she composes herself. This is the recognition response, and it reveals how much she's been thinking about you. When a woman has been thinking about someone late at night, seeing them in person creates a jolt. The fantasy meets reality. The person she's been imagining is suddenly right there. That moment of adjustment, the split second before she regains composure, tells you everything. Here's the tell. Watch her face in the first moment she sees you. Is there a reaction she tries to hide? A flash of something before she smooths it over? If your presence creates a visible response she has to manage, you've been on her mind more than she wants to show. But if her face changes when she sees you, listen for what she says next. 3. She brings up past conversations in specific detail. You mentioned something weeks ago, a movie you wanted to see, a restaurant you'd been meaning to try, a small detail about your life that seemed throwaway at the time. And she remembers. Not vaguely, specifically. She brings it up with accuracy that surprises you. This is detail retention, and it signals mental replay. When a woman thinks about you late at night, she replays your conversations. She goes over what you said, what you meant, what it might indicate. Details that would normally fade get locked in because she's been reviewing them in her private moments. Here's what to watch for. Memory that seems too good. If she remembers small things you said, things that weren't important enough to remember, she's been thinking about you more than a casual acquaintance would. Those details stuck because she's been turning them over in her mind. And if she remembers details, notice how she responds to silence. 4. She seems nervous around you in a way she wasn't before. You've talked before. It was easy, comfortable, normal. But lately, something has shifted. She seems slightly on edge around you. She fumbles words she wouldn't normally fumble. There's a tension that wasn't there before. This is fantasy-reality collision, and it happens when private thoughts meet public interaction. When a woman has been thinking about you late at night, imagining scenarios, replaying moments, seeing you in person becomes loaded. She knows things she's thought about you, things she's imagined. And that private knowledge creates nervousness that didn't exist before her mind went there. Here's the tell. New nervousness in someone who was previously comfortable. If she's suddenly more awkward, more self-conscious, more aware of herself around you, something changed. And that change probably happened when she was alone with her thoughts. But if she's nervous, watch how she handles accidental physical contact. 5. She reacts strongly to minor touch. Your hand brushes hers while reaching for something. Your shoulders bump while walking. A brief, accidental contact that should register as nothing. But her reaction says otherwise. She inhales. She seems to register the touch more than the moment warrants. There's a response that's out of proportion to what actually happened. This is touch hypersensitivity, and it reveals what she's been imagining. When a woman has been thinking about you physically, when you've been in her late-night thoughts, actual contact becomes charged. Her body has been anticipating your touch in her imagination. When it happens in reality, even accidentally, her system responds to the thing it's been craving. Here's what to watch for. Overreaction to minor contact. If a brief, innocent touch seems to affect her, if she inhales, pauses, or registers it more than she should, her body has been primed. You've been in her physical imagination. And if she's reactive to touch, listen for references to timing. Here's what I know. You've missed signals before. Not because you weren't paying attention, because no one showed you what they look like. That's why I wrote 25 forbidden signals she's secretly into you. 25 of them, decoded. $7. Link below. Now, back to it. 6. She mentions late nights or can't sleep moments. The conversation drifts and she mentions something. She was up late last night. She couldn't sleep. She's been having trouble turning her mind off. She references the quiet hours with a look that feels directed at you. This is indirect confession, and it's as close as most women will get to admitting what's been happening. When a woman mentions late nights or sleeplessness in your presence, especially with eye contact, especially with a certain energy, she's often hinting at what's been keeping her up. She won't say, "I was thinking about you," but she might say, "I was up late," and let the look in her eyes fill in the rest. Here's the tell. References to nighttime, sleeplessness, or her mind racing, delivered with eye contact or a weighted pause. If she's mentioning late-night wakefulness while looking at you a certain way, she's telling you something without saying it. But if she's mentioning late nights, notice how she talks about you to others. 7. Her friends seem to know about you. You run into her with her friends and something feels off. They look at you knowingly. They exchange glances with her. They seem to be evaluating you with information they shouldn't have, like they've heard about you before. This is friend briefing, and it reveals how much she's been talking about you. When a woman thinks about someone late at night, she often processes those thoughts by talking to her friends. She mentions you. She describes you. She analyzes your interactions. By the time you meet her friends, they already know who you are, because she's been talking. Here's what to watch for. Reactions from her friends that suggest prior knowledge. Knowing looks. Comments that imply they've heard about you. Inside references. If her friends seem to already have opinions about you, she's been discussing you, probably at length. And if her friends know about you, watch how she handles compliments. 8. She deflects your compliments with unusual intensity. You compliment her, something genuine, nothing over the top. Her outfit, her work on a project, something she said. And she doesn't just accept it, she deflects it with intensity. She seems almost uncomfortable. She downplays it harder than necessary. This is compliment overwhelm, and it happens when someone's private feelings get touched in public. When a woman has been thinking about you in intimate ways, your positive attention becomes charged. A simple compliment isn't just a compliment. It's you seeing her, noticing her, approving of her. And that carries weight when she's been imagining your attention in her private moments. Here's what to watch for. Deflection that seems more intense than the compliment warranted. If she seems almost flustered by your positive attention, if a simple compliment throws her off balance, your opinion matters to her more than it should, because she's been wanting it. But if she's deflecting compliments, notice the questions she asks you. 9. She asks questions that reveal she's been wondering. She asks about your weekend plans, your dating life, whether you're seeing anyone, what you do when you're alone. Questions that probe into the private corners of your life, the parts she's been curious about. This is curiosity probing, and it reveals what she's been thinking about. When a woman thinks about you late at night, questions form. She wonders about your life, your situation, your availability. The next time she sees you, those questions surface, sometimes directly, sometimes wrapped in casual conversation. Here's the tell. Questions that feel like they're seeking specific information. Is he single? What does he do with his time? Is there space in his life for someone? If she's probing these areas, she's not just making conversation. She's gathering intelligence for something she's been imagining. And if she's asking probing questions, watch for the final signal. 10. There's an intensity to her attention that doesn't match the context. You're having a normal conversation in a normal setting. Nothing special about the moment, but her attention is anything but normal. She's locked in, focused, present in a way that exceeds what the interaction calls for. This is attention saturation, and it reveals accumulated desire. When a woman has been thinking about you in her private moments, late at night, alone with her thoughts, every real interaction becomes precious. She doesn't want to miss anything. She absorbs your presence because she's been craving it. The intensity of her attention reflects the intensity of her private thoughts. Here's the tell. Focus that seems too strong for the moment. If she's giving you undivided attention during a mundane conversation, if her engagement exceeds what the situation warrants, there's something underneath. She's been thinking about you when you're not around, and now that you're here, she doesn't want to waste a second. Now it's your turn. Have you noticed these signs and dismissed them as coincidence? Or felt like someone was paying attention to you differently and didn't know why? Drop a comment below. Because here's the real question. When a woman has been thinking about you late at night, what are you going to do the next time you see her?